What's up, gang? Hey man, I'm gonna show 2 videos that will open your mind like big time. I also gonna give you a story that just happened to me last night, and make sure that you stay tuned and watch this video to the very end because I got a ton of gold nuggets. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also jump into the CLG community. It is only $48 a month, less than $500 a year. You get a free one-on-one call, and you get access to the hard 30 for free as well when you jump in. But the hard 30 won't be posted until August 25, so you got to jump in before the 25th. And without further ado, let's just jump right into this video.
And you argue with them, they keep insisting on fantasy. So you're like, no, I know the dates, I know the times, I know what I said, I know what happened. And you insist on that, and they insist on changing it back into their fantasy. And we'll be on the outside of this going, well, you're just fucking lying. I can't stop you from lying all the time. And yes, they are deliberately lying, and they are deliberately gaslighting the target, but they also live in a lie. Their life is a lie. So the way to think of this is, imagine you have a human being. They were a small child once, an authentic, real, vulnerable small child. Things happened that they couldn't tolerate, so they built a shell around themselves. And inside of that shell, they split from painful reality. And when they look through the shell, they never see reality as it is. It's always blurred. This shell is a filter. And they see on the inside of the shell a mirror that they've created, but not a clear mirror like a funhouse circus sort of a mirror that shows them what they choose to see in order to survive. So when you're arguing with a narcissist and they're clinging on stubbornly, so they have to be stubborn for it to be MPD, it's a rigid personality disorder. It's because they're like holding on to a life raft. They're at sea, they're in crisis perpetually, they live their lives in crisis. That's why they go from one drama to the next, that's all they know. And their narcissistic delusion is the life raft they cling on to. So people will come to me and say, can't you give them therapy? Can't you help them? I'm like, how? How am I going to convince a child to let go of a survival strategy that they've been using since they were 3 or 4 years old? Wow. It's mad, isn't it?
What is it about women and accountability to where the two are just like oil and water? Why is that?
Well, how often do we really hold them accountable?
It's like trying to grab something that's like very slippery. It's a constant process of emotional justification for their actions without admitting that it was a mistake.
Like every time the cop lets the woman off the hook for the speeding ticket because she's crying, it just trains that kind of behavior in women. And if we held women to the same level of accountability that we hold men to, we would see that behavior disappear. Like, it doesn't exist in other cultures to the extent that it exists in this culture, which is very permissive of female behavior.
There's a quote from Socrates that goes, "Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will."
Works.
I agree.
Bro, both of those videos were spot on, right? So the first one talking about narcissists, bro, women call men narcissists. Most women are narcissists. I'm gonna give you a story. I'm not gonna share the text sequence and stuff like that because I'm gonna share all of that in the hard 30 when I release it, but I will give you the full backdrop of this story that just happened just yesterday, right? So the day before yesterday, I go out to a bar, and before you guys get on me, I basically go everywhere to find women. I go to Whole Foods, I go to Target, I go to bookstores, I go wherever, everywhere. Anywhere to find women, I go there. And I'm putting it in the hard 30, right? So I'm talking about every type of fucking woman. I'm not just talking about girls that you find at bars, but this particular one was at a bar, right? So go to a bar. I only talked to like a few girls at the bar. The first girl had a man. She wasn't down to do nothing. I didn't get her number, whatever. Second girl that I talked to was this girl. I sat down, or I started talking to her. I knew something was a little off because she started lying immediately. And like the lies that she was telling me was like blatant fucking lies. Like they were like so blatant that like even my head was like, bitch, like why would you lie about that? Like that's like little stuff, right? So like basically I'm talking to her, whatever the case is. And I'm like, I can't go through all my CLG guys know this. I can't go through the CLG process with her. So basically I'm asking her, I'm basically just trying to get the number at this point. Bro, she was just looking at her phone. The battery was full. I already seen all this shit. The battery was full. She had a bunch of text messages, and she's actually an ugly girl. She was ugly, but I seen her walking around the bar, and she had a really, really nice fucking body. Like her ass was like very, very, very nice. She was my type from the neck down. Now, the head up, she was extremely ugly. She had fucking, those big thick ass glasses, and she had like an overbite, you know what I mean? So she had an ugly ass face, but she had a really fat ass. So like I was like, damn, I want to fuck this girl. Like I said, like sometimes I like girls with ugly faces if they body is my type. So she was one of those girls. She looked like a school teacher, but she had a nice fat ass. So I'm talking to her, whatever the case is. She looks at her phone. I was just like, hey man, I'm finna slide. What's your number? And then she turns her phone down. She's like, oh, my phone died. My phone just died. So I gave her like a look like why you fucking lying? Like, this is the first time I met her. She already a lying ass bitch, right? So then I was just like, bro, I'll just take down your number. And then she was just like, okay. She gave me her number. I call her number. You can hear her phone move. I turn it off and I text her. I say, all right, here's my name. And then she started talking to me. Like, while I was finna leave, then she started trying to strike up a conversation. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I thought this bitch wasn't feeling me. So then I sit down next to her. We talk for a while. She talks about snowboarding. She talks about, you know, how she takes these kids and like for their first snowboarding trip, she puts them on a diamond, a black diamond mountain or whatever the case is. Me, I know snowboarding, so like I know this shit sounds like bullshit. And she's like, I just tell them to go straight down the hill and don't hit the brakes. I'm like, bro, a fucking diamond or like a black, like these are very, 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 very steep hills, and like that kid will fucking die. Like if it's his first time ever snowboarding and he goes down and just doesn't hit the brakes, the kid would die. And for snowboarding, you kind of have to brake all the way down. You kind of gotta like, whatever. I snowboarded when I was in Minnesota, and the advice she was saying was fucking stupid. But she was talking about some, yeah, I teach people how to snowboard, I teach people this and this and this and blah, 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 and yada, yada. And she was just telling me all these outlandish ass fucking stories. And like, I was like, hold up. I was like, there's no way you take a kid. And I'm calling her out on her bullshit. And she's sticking to her fucking guns. Like, you know what I mean? And then she was like, I was like, so how do they, I said, they got to break at the bottom, don't they? She's like, yeah, they got to break at the bottom. So I was like, so, like, how do they learn how to break it? This they first, you know what I mean? If they say first hill. She's like, no, I take them to a smaller hill at first to teach them how to break, and then I take them there. And I was like, bitch, you didn't say that at first, but whatever. That's besides the point. So then I chilled with her for a little bit, and then she's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, right? So I'm just like, all right, whatever, we're not feeling each other, you know what I mean? But before I did that, I did some CLG techniques. It's in the CLG community. It's some word tracks that I teach like the more advanced guys in the community. So I started dropping some of those word tracks, and usually those word tracks work at a pretty high percentage. So I started dropping those word tracks, and she's intrigued, like most girls will be. But then she's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. So I was just like, oh, I guess this shit didn't work on her. So I was just like, all right, whatever. She going to the bathroom. Me, personally, I know when girls say they got to go to the bathroom, it's a rejection. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just trying to get out of the conversation or whatever. They just not feeling you like that. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I got a number, but she rejected me, so I don't really give a fuck about the bitch. I'm not going to text her. Like, you know what I mean? I guess she just was talking to me, being nice. And another thing she lied about, too. She said, my friends are here. Bro, I was at the bar. She had no friends there. She was alone. Like, she didn't have friends there. So she always lied about her friends being in the inside part. The bitch was a liar from the jump, right? So I was just like, all right, no biggie. You know what I mean? Like, because I truly understand female nature. So it's like, because I understand female nature, I don't really get butt hurt when I find a lying ass bitch or whatever the case is, or a narcissist or whatever the fuck this bitch was, right? So not later that night, she goes to the bathroom. As soon as she goes to the bathroom, a Colombian chick sits right next to me, starts talking to me. I ended up using the word track that I teach in the CLG community on that Colombian chick. I ended up pulling her. I ended up fucking that Colombian chick outside that night. So after I fuck the Colombian chick, I go home. I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning. This first bitch that I thought wasn't feeling me texts me, where's the party, or whatever the case is. Remind you, I never said nothing about a party. I said something that I used the technique that I used in the CLG community. I said a word track that could have probably like signified a party, but I never said nothing about a party. So I was thrown off because I woke up to the next morning, 5 a.m. text, where's the party? You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm like, so this bitch was up 5 a.m. still looking to have fun with a party, whatever the case is. And like, you gotta understand, like, we both have iPhones. I have my name saved. If I put my name, my number in your phone, my picture's gonna come up and my name's gonna come up in your phone. So my name is gonna pop up, and I texted her my fucking name. So she responded to my text in that way, right? So I was like, I don't know what the fuck she talking about a party, but I started texting her throughout the day. And then I meet up with one of the CLG members. We meet up in the Brickell area. And then I'm giving him some tips and tricks and stuff like that. That's really gonna hopefully elevate his game. And then he witnessed me pull a one of the sexiest girls in Brickell. He witnessed me pull her to my car. Now she didn't fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. I pulled her to my car, but she didn't. There's compliance tests that I do and stuff like that. She didn't pass those tests. I'm not a rapist, so if a girl's not passing my compliance test, that means that she's not ready to hook up. So I just got her number. It is what it is. So that was yesterday. But while I'm in Brickell kicking it one of the CLG members, because I do that and I don't charge them or nothing like that if they in the area. Like I got another CLG member that I'm about to kick it with Saturday and just teach them some tricks in real life, and then they watch me perform in real life and they be like, oh, all right, now I understand. So when I was kicking it with him, she just kept blowing me up. Like, where you at? Where you going tonight? Da-da-da. Let's meet here. This and this. And I was just like, all right, come down here. Like, I'm following the CLG script down to the T. So she was like, no, I'm not going to come down to the Miami area. Can you come to the Fort Lauderdale area? Whatever. We're back and forth. So then the CLG guy that I'm kicking it with, he was just like, bro, thank you for all these tips. And I just witnessed you just pull one of the hottest girls in Brickell. He was like, I'm like, right now, I'm just overwhelmed with so much information. I don't want to stay out. I just want to go to sleep. So the CLG guy that I was kicking it with, he just went home and went to sleep. Like, you know what I mean? So when he went home and went to sleep, I just took my car at the parking garage and then drove up to Fort Lauderdale to meet with this chick, right? Because she's blowing me up. I go to Fort Lauderdale. I park my car. I had other chicks that I could have pulled. Like, I had these chicks that was in town from California for like the last night. One was light-skinned, but I turned these chicks down to kick it with this girl, because this girl was like blowing me up. So I'm like, oh, this gonna be a layup. And I'm like, her face is ugly, but her body is so nice that, like, as long as I put her head in the pillow or something like that, like, I can really clap this, because she was a white girl with a banging body with an ugly ass face. You know what I mean? So I was like, I would love clapping this bitch, because she has such a nice ass. Like, it was like a perfect ass on an ugly, like the face was so ugly, but the ass was so nice. It's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll put her head in the fucking pillows and just wreck this little white bitch, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head, because she texted me like so much, bro, like to meet up. So then we finally meet up at one of the bars, right? And I told her I was already inside the bar. I see this chick, bro. She looks at me like she saw a fucking ghost. She looks at me like she saw a ghost, and I'm like, and I step back and I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at her, she looking at me like, she was like, do I know you from somewhere? I'm like, bro, we was just texting. She was like, how was that? She was like, I wasn't texting you. I was like, yes, you were, bro. You was texting me the whole time. And she was just like, well, where'd I know you from? I said, bro, we met last night. I was like, you was talking about like snowboarding shit. She was like, oh yeah, I remember you. I'm like, bro, I was just texting you. She's like, no, you weren't. She looked me dead in my eyes. She's like, you weren't texting me. You were texting somebody else. I'm like, bro, why are you here? She was like, what do you mean? I was here for hours. I was here this whole time. I was like, no, you weren't. I was like you just got here. Like I'm like, you were definitely texting me. She was like, no, I was here the whole time. She was like, well, I just got back, but I was here for 2 hours, and then I hung out with some friends, and I came back. And I'm like, all right, so where are your friends? She was just like, oh, they're somewhere around here. She wasn't with her friends, bro. She was by herself. So then I pulled up the text, and I showed her her phone number. I said, bro, this is your number. And she was like, that's not my number. I was like, bro, I'm like, am I getting punked right now? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? So then I tell the girl, I said, hey, let's walk outside, because it's kind of like loud in here and stuff. I said, let's walk outside. So I'm like, this is not your number. She looks at the number. She's like, that's not my number. And then, she's from Georgia, like Atlanta, Georgia. Like, her number is the Atlanta, Georgia area, and that's where she's from. And I remember her telling me this shit, too. And so I'm like, and it was like 770. That's where the number started with. She was like, no, but my boy lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and there's my boys from Georgia, and his number starts with 404. This bitch like, no, my number starts with 404. Cause she's from Georgia, so she knows the other area codes. But I know the other area codes, too. Because my boy has a 404 number, and you feel me, he like my right hand man, and he live in Georgia. So I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't have a 404 number. This is the only number that I text from that night, because that was the only number that I got that night. Because I only talked to 3 girls that night, and I pulled one. The first girl, I didn't get her number because she had a man. She turned me down. She was the second girl. She was the only number that I got that night. And then the third girl, She gave me her business card. I never texted her, but I literally fucked the third girl. I pulled her and fucked her on the spot. I didn't even get her number. Like, I don't even have a text sequence with the girl that I pulled. Now I have the proof on the fucking hard 30. Like, I filmed the whole interaction and shit, but I don't even have the fucking text sequence from the Colombian chick that I fucked outside. Like, I didn't even fuck her in my car. I fucked her outside. So it's like, bitch, you're the only number I got that night. And it was last night. And there is no 404 number. It is only your number. And she was like, that's not my number. And then she pulls the same move. She was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom? And I'm like, bro, like, I know what she's gonna do. I'm like, bro, she's gonna go to the bathroom and disappear like she did last time. Like, I'm like, bro, it's around the corner. She did exactly what I thought she was gonna do. Fucking disappear. And she fucked up the other pool that I had lined up because I turned down the other people that I pulled and they got mad at me and they stopped texting me back. Because they was like, come on, we want to ride with you. We want to get in your car and shit like that. I was like, nah, I'm waiting on, like, I forgot what I texted back, but I was like, nah, I'm waiting on somebody or some shit like that. Now, all of these text screenshots, they only going to be in the CLG community from now on. So I'm not showing the actual, I used to show the text, like, actual screenshots on YouTube. I'm showing that shit only in CLG. So all of that shit is going to be in CLG, especially for the hard 30. Everything is documented. But this bitch just literally fucking lied to me. Like, looked me dead in my eye and fucking lied to me. So I knew the bitch was lying. I knew the girl's name, right? And I'll say her name because I really don't give a fuck about this bitch. This bitch is an evil bitch. Her name is Montana. And she told me that when we sat down. She was like, oh, Montana. And I was finna make a joke about it and I held it back because, you feel me? I felt like the girl wasn't really feeling me. Another thing to realize too is women lie like a motherfucker. And what must have happened is she must have stayed out later that night. Oh, and then she lied about that. I said, so what did you end up doing after I left after we started talking last night? She's like, oh, I just went home and went to sleep. But she texted me at 5 a.m. Bro, this girl was the biggest compulsive liar I've ever met in my life. She texted me at 5 a.m. She didn't go home and went to sleep. She went out and found another guy that was more of her type for whatever reason. Maybe he was taller than me, whatever the case is. Girls make it easy for the guys that's their type or that meet their minimum attraction threshold. And this was actually an ugly bitch. She had a banging body, but she was actually ugly. So I knew she was lying, bro, but I was just kept asking her questions to see how much she would lie, bro. I'm like, this bitch lies about everything. I'm like, this bitch is going to drive herself crazy. How can you keep up with this many lies? And one of the text messages when she was texting me, she was telling me, you said that you stayed in Los Olas. And I remember us talking about that when we was talking. And I was like, no, I said my best friend stays in Los Olas. Because my best friend does stay in Los Olas. Like, he stays right on Los Olas, which is like downtown Fort Lauderdale. So she was just like, because she asked me like where I stayed and shit. So I'm like, so then on the text message, she's trying to call me a liar in a sense. But the whole time, she is the biggest liar I've ever met in my fucking life. So like that really opened my eyes. Like, I was like, damn, I met some dark ass females. And this is just a regular girl. This ain't no chick I see on TV. This nothing. This is a regular girl at a fucking bar. You feel me? She looks like a fucking school teacher with big bottle Coke glasses. Like a lot of you guys would think this bitch looked like an innocent, good little white girl. This bitch was on demon fucking time, bro. Even an innocent bitch with Coke bottle fucking glasses and like a overbite, like where her teeth stick out like this. Like, banging body, but she was ugly as fuck in the face. Even this fucking ugly bitch was this fucking narcissistic, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell you, bro. The West women, and I'm actually fucking them. And you gotta understand, like, having sex in South Florida is, for most men, it's probably some of the hardest, it's probably the hardest shit that you can possibly do because the women are entitled as fuck down here. Like, they really believe media down here. Like, most women that are decent looking, they are chasing 6'5" plus guys that are ripped as fuck with a bunch of fucking money. If you don't fit that criteria in their eyes, like right away, or they think they date these real guys that's really thick. So it'll be like a guy that's my height, that like the girl will turn me down, and then I'll see her ha and kikiing with a guy that's the same height as me, but he's like 50 pounds heavier than me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm 180, and a lot of girls when I take my shirt off and shit, they be like, damn, you fucking solid. Like, you know what I mean? Like you a solid guy. Yes, I got a little bit of a belly at the bottom, but the top two part of my abs show. You know what I mean? And like, they be like, you fucking like pretty thick, like, because I look skinny. Like, when I wear clothes, I look like a skinny motherfucker compared to these big, thick-ass fucking Florida boys, you know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers be like 200 pounds. Like, with belly and everything, they just a thicker motherfucker. And girls be going for that shit down here, which I don't give a fuck. I never hate on the next man. I've had girls that I thought was bombshells. They'll turn me down, they're like, nope, don't want to talk to you. And then they'll talk to a guy that, I think all guys are unattractive, so I don't know what the fuck these girls see. But they'll talk to a guy that's like shorter, stockier, and fatter than me. And she'll be like all over this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, damn, he's shorter, fatter. I mean, his shoulders are bigger. He got a bigger head. Like, he a thicker motherfucker. But I'm like, this motherfucker look like a little pit bull. Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, that's what she going for. But, like, you never know what the fuck girls like. Like, you know what I mean? Girls have their own fucking individual types for whatever fucking reason. And they get their type. That's the thing with women. That's why I think a lot of women in Florida are fucking crazy. Because 9 times out of 10, they get to hook up with, they make it easy for the guy they actually like. So 9 times out of 10, they get to consistently hook up with the guy that they want. But the guy that they want is usually will fuck them a few times, get to know their personality, find out that they whores or they ain't shit, leave them, and then they back in the fucking dating market again. You know what I mean? And it kind of like drives these bitches crazy because they actually get the fucking guy that they want consistently, but they can't keep him. And it drives them fucking insane. They're just waiting for the time to come where they can't keep the guy that they like, and now they gotta go back out and try to find another guy, and then they on the fucking cock carousel. You know how that shit goes. And then eventually they gotta marry a guy that they hate, and then they cheat on him all the time. But a lot of that is because women are really bad people. Like, I'm just being 100% honest. If women were good people, because I've slept with a lot of girls that were my type, that in some situations, like, you'll sleep with a girl that's your perfect type, like, as men. I don't know about all men, but I know for me, I'll sleep with a girl that's my perfect type, and I'll be like, bro, I could see myself only hooking up with this girl for the rest of my life, because she's so fucking hot. Like, I don't, like you hooking up with this chick, you got her on rotation or some shit like that, and, like, you turn down other pussy. And if you watch the Hard 30, you're gonna see that I turn down a lot of pussy from pretty attractive girls. Like, I just don't even, I ghost them or whatever the case is. I'll ghost them to see my rotation chick because I like my rotation chick more or something like that. So what ends up happening for men is, like, we will find our perfect type of girl, right? But then what ends up happening for us is, like, we do want to give our life to them, and we do actually want to, at least the lover boy in me or whatever the case is, like, I'm not a heartless motherfucker. I just tell you guys to care less because I know it works. But, like, you do have that internal be like, damn, I can see myself only hooking up with this girl. Like, she is the most fun girl that I hook up with. This is the girl I like seeing. This is the girl I like fucking with. This is the girl I like everything about. Sex appeal is on point. But then when you get to know her personality, you be like, damn, she used to be a hoe. Damn, she used to go for, like, guys. Niggas used to just hit her up and be like, come through. And she used to fucking suck those guys up. Damn, she got, like, a high body count. Damn, like, you feel me? Like, and that's the ones that's cool. That's the girl that you really fucking falling for, because not only is she hot, but she cool as fuck. Like, she fucking pick you up stuff. She buy you stuff. She fucking make you stuff, make you desserts, make you, like, she fucking cool as fuck. She giving you tips that like fucking all types of shit. You feel me? Booking stuff for you, booking hotels for you. Be like, God damn, nigga, I fuck with this bitch for real. Like, paying for, like, expensive shit. You be like, damn, I fuck with this bitch for real. But then you be like, damn, but this bitch was a eater for real. Like, this, like, I already know how this relationship will end. You know what I mean? Like, if I go for this bitch, I'm gonna get cheated on probably twice a year. Once or twice a year, this bitch is gonna cheat on me. And she can't control herself. If I bring her around my homeboys, she might fuck one of my niggas. You feel me? But I'm the one that's fully committed to the bitch. So you gotta understand, like, that's what we think in our head as a man. And then we get another bitch that's our perfect type, and she just don't got a good personality at all. Like, zero. Like, she's a horrible fucking person to be around. Like, you gotta, like, fucking, like, it's like pulling teeth to be around this bitch, but you do it just for the pussy. But you hate this girl as a person. Like, she's just an evil fucking bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she is a true fucking narcissist, lying, piece of shit bitch. Just horrible. Just like a bitch like this. And you know she lying, and you asking questions to see how deep she'll go in a lie. This bitch kept going deeper and deeper and deeper into the lie. I'm like, bro, there is no way in hell. Like, they call men ain't shit. There is no way in hell my main bitch would ever pull up me texting her, show me my number, and I'll say that that's not my number. Like, literally, all I had to do was call the number in front of her. Her phone would have rang. Like, that's how this bitch was lying. And I'm just like dying on the inside. And you know the crazy part? I have 2 phones or whatever. I called her from my other phone number, and it said, her voicemail said, "Hi, this is Montana." The number that she looked at, I even read the digits out. I said 770, and I read it all out. And she's like, "That's not my number. My number starts with a 404. And she looked me dead in my eye with those Coke bottle glasses and all. I'm like, this is fucking insane. I'm like, bro, these bitches are fucking nuts, bro. So, like, when these guys talking about this accountability, this narcissist, and then talk about the accountability part, I used to fuck with this ex porn star who was trying to force me into marriage. This bitch was trying to force me into marriage after I fucking went on a few dates with her, fucked her twice. And she was trying to act like this pure girl, all this stuff. She was actually a little Jewish girl, cute little white girl, ex porn star. I forgot her boys. My boy sent me like her porn star link or whatever. I forgot how I found out about it, but I found out she was a porn star. I confronted her about it, all of this shit like that. But one of the things that she said when I was fucking with her, right, when I was hooking up with her, she said that she used to drink and drive all the fucking time, and every time she got caught drinking and driving, she just be cute, cry, or smile at the officer, and then they'll never give her a ticket. But the last officer, who was a man's man, actually gave her the ticket, and she said he was a fucking asshole and da-da-da, and he actually pulled her in for DUI. This bitch was drinking and driving pretty much every night, putting everybody's life at risk, and she was like blackout drunk. Like she said, there was sometimes she got home, she didn't even remember how she got home. And she drove. So like, this bitch was blackout drunk behind the wheel, and every officer that was pulling her over that was a guy, she was crying or sweet talking herself out of it. So that shit is actually very fucking true, especially for cute white girls. That shit is very true. This is why they lie. And this bitch wasn't even cute. This lying ass narcissistic bitch from last night wasn't even, and fucked my whole night up, bro. I could have pulled another bitch, a girl, the girls that was from Cali, that was only for a night, and they were texting me the whole night like, where you at, where you at, where you at? I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna be there. Like, I'm gonna, and they just got mad because like they wanted to like come in my car and everything. It was like, and I'm gonna show all this shit in the hard 30. They wanted to come in my car and everything, and I turned these bitches down for this lying ass bitch, just for this bitch to get to the place, realized that her dumb ass was texting the wrong guy. She probably would meant to text some other fucking guy that she met that night, and as soon as she saw me, she was like, what the fuck, what the fuck? Like, and the crazy part is, if I would have been the guy that she thought I was, she would have dropped them drawers that night. She was already texting me that like she live alone, like not texting me, but she was telling me like, you know, she was just gonna Uber and this and this. But it was an easy fuck. You know what I mean? You go out with her, whatever. Use some word tracks that I teach guys in the CLG community, and then fucking just take her ass back to her crib, or just fuck her in her car, or whatever the case is. You can fuck these bitches outside, bro. If you got the right word tracks and you know what the fuck to say to these bitches, bro, it's fucking, it's a lot easier than what the fuck you think. You know what I mean? So, I just dropped a seduction course inside of the CLG community for the level 5 members. It's super easy to hit level 5, but I just dropped that because I wanted to give it to the more advanced members, because you got to master the basics first, which is like the process, the things, all that stuff like that. But it's some word tracks that you can use to get the girl through the process a lot smoother, a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and be able to hook up with girls more. So like when I was with the CLG member in Brickell last night and I pulled his fucking dime piece, he was like, bro, when I was watching that shit, I was like, how the fuck is he pulling the baddest bitch out here? Like, this bitch was a fucking dime piece, and this bitch was so fucking hot that like, she said she was used to men just grabbing her. Everywhere she went, dudes was just hitting on her all the time. Like she's like, it's not safe. Like in the South Beach area, guys just run up on her and just grab her arm. Like, that's how hot this bitch was. Like, you know what I mean? So like, she was a fucking, and she works out 3 times a day. White girl, big fat plump ass. Just, this is my perfect type. You know what I mean? So that's what the fuck I had going on last night, man. I just wanted to break that down to you, bro. These women are fucking broken, especially in the South Florida area. But even in a lot of areas, a lot of women are just fucking broken. Don't allow their sweet tone of voice or nothing like that to fucking trick you or nothing like that, because they're used to getting their way with every fucking man that they've ever dealt with. And basically, this is what broke them. You feel me? The Western society is what broke these women. It's that simple. Not holding them accountable. Simps coming to the rescue. Even if the girl is in the wrong, I've seen simp men come to rescue a woman even though she's dead ass fucking wrong. I was watching this TV show. This girl slapped the shit out of this guy for no reason. All the guy said was like, I don't want you. She walked up to him and said, what? Wham! Slapped the fuck out of him really, really hard. He got mad. He slapped the fuck out of her back. All of these guys came in and he was like, why did she slap me? She can't slap me on this TV show. And the guys that came in started punching him and beating his ass. Even though everybody saw this bitch walk up to him and slap the fuck out of this guy for no fucking reason. And because he got slapped, he slapped the bitch back. And all these guys came in and started beating this guy's ass. Like, simp men, bro, like, they take women's side no matter what. A woman can, like, it's to the point in this new age, a woman can shoot a man in the broad daylight and everybody be like, oh my God, he must have did something to her. It couldn't have been her fault. She didn't do nothing. He did something to her to make her get out and shoot him in the street dead. That's how bad society is getting. So, like, channels like mine, they exist. They might not ever blow up. We might stay underground, but as men, we need to take our power back. Like, I'm really honest about this shit. Like, if you niggas ain't in the CLG and ain't really trying to grow and really ain't trying to do some real shit with your life, bro, you will get left behind, bro. I dropped some real dark, deep secrets in there. Some real truths in there that really help guys get their power back. And once guys get their power back, then, you know what I mean? Yeah, you still gonna run across the occasional lying-ass bitch or whatever the case is. You still gonna run across, you know what I mean, some weird bitches. You still gonna run across some weird shit. But at the end of the day, now, if you meet her minimum attraction threshold and she like you and shit like that, it's a whole different story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the story that I'm telling you last night is I didn't meet her. I wasn't what she was looking for, right? So she treated me like shit because I'm not the guy that she was looking for. Even though another girl would actually look at me and be like, hey, that's my perfect type of guy. And she'll fall in line and the CLG process will work perfectly on her. But it won't work perfectly on a bitch that she don't see me as that. She just see me as just a guy. Like, she's like, oh, that's not my type. Like, maybe she like fat guys. Maybe she like guys that's a little bit thicker. Maybe she like guys that's taller. Because she was a tall girl. We was the same height. So we was eye to eye. She had a banging fucking body, but we were the same height. So maybe she like taller guys, whatever the case is. I don't fucking know what the fuck. But I wasn't her type. So another thing to realize about women is the hoops that she putting you through, she's not doing that for the guy that she liked, because that was a smooth text. I mean, it's still, you still need the process, because even though whoever she thought she was texting, which I thought she knew she was texting me because my name is on there, whatever case is, but I guess this bitch just stupid. Whoever she thought that she was texting, yes, I had to follow the CLG process to get her the link, but it was a smooth link. Like, she was literally texting me back every single time. She was giving me her location. She was telling me where she was at. She told me when she pulled up. She told me when she was there. Like, they make it easy for the fucking guy that they like. So when a girl's making it really difficult for you and not texting you back and shit like that, she might kind of like you, but not really. Or something must be off. Something is going on there. You feel me? She might feel you a little bit, but not really. You get what I'm trying to say? So something is happening in that interaction or whatever the case is, if it's not going smooth. So just understand that about women. Because the other girl, the girls from Cali, they was fucking texting super smooth too, because they actually liked me. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, the girls that like me, it's easy pulls, it's easy link ups, you know what I mean? But that's the thing. That's why the cold approach, you gotta say hi to some bitches, because you gotta realize the ones that kind of like you. They don't gotta like you a lot, because if you got the CLG process, if they like you a little bit, you can fucking solidify it with the way you act, the way you text, the way you talk, the way you move things forward, things like that. The process, all of that stuff like that. You can really get the most out of her. You know what I mean? Because you have a process that you stick to that works at the highest percentage. But if you just a regular guy, you could be fucking up all the girls that like you all the time. Girls can be having high interest in you, and you can just be fucking it up, and then wondering what's going on. So jump into the CLG community, bro. It is only $48 a month. That is less than $500 a year. Think about it. It'll take you 10 years before you have even spent $5,000. In a lot of courses, they charge $5,000 up front, $10,000 up front. You know what I mean? Even $1,000. That's 2 years of CLG that you can be in the live calls. You can be talking to the members. You can, whatever. You know what I mean? However long you feel like you need to be in there to learn what you need to learn, jump in. Like I said, it's only $48 a month. Great community, great people in the community. People that are going to be very successful, people that are going to be stars in their own way. Some people are going to be YouTube stars, some people are going to be movie stars, some people are going to be mayors, doctors, major shit. You know what I mean? It's going to be some real guys in that community. Because once a guy can understand women for who they truly are and have results with women, they have a different level of confidence, and that confidence is transferable. A lot of people don't know, when you a ladies man, you do everything better. You know what I mean? Like, you play basketball better, you fucking work better, you fucking run your businesses better, you just do everything a little bit better because you don't have like these deep fucking rooted insecurities that every other fucking man has. You know what I mean? Because you learn in the CLG community to the importance of getting rid of those deep rooted insecurities, the realizing that they're not as important as you think they are. You know what I mean? Like, there's ugly guys that have there's girls that I've talked to that I thought was bombshells. They would turn me down for a guy that's, I believe, and a lot of other people believe, that's way uglier than me. And there's girls that have turned guys that are more attractive than me down for me. So every girl got their own type for their own fucking reason. You don't know until you fucking say hi. You get what I'm trying to say? But a lot of guys can't even say hi because they don't even have a process to put every girl through that they know what to do after they say hi. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's my little 2 cents for the day, man. Watch out for these fucking narcissistic women. They're everywhere. A lot of women are fucking broken in the fucking West. And with that being said, I'm out.